Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics Folio. So in this video, let us solve an amazing question from previous math tournament. The question is from the topic coordinate geometry, and I would say that it is a beautifully framed, a simple question from coordinate geometry. Why simple? Because once you get to know what exactly we have to do in the question, once we understand the question, the calculation part is nothing. So question is simple from calculation point of view, but yes, you will have to understand exactly what we have to do in this question. ठीक है चलिए तो let's start with the question. As you can see, the question says the taxi cab length of a line segment. Okay, so they have defined some line segment ka length as taxi cab length. So taxi cab length of a line segment with the endpoints x1 y1 and x2 y2 is modulus of x1 minus x2 plus modulus of y1 minus y2. So basically you can see that distance between 2 points, they have defined it in an entirely new way. I would say that consisting of the horizontal and the vertical lengths, right? ये horizontal distance हो गया between 2 points, ये vertical distance है between the 2 points, right? So sum of these two is actually the taxicab length of a line segment. Given a series of straight line segments connected head to tail, the taxicab length of this path is the sum of the taxicab lengths of its line segments. That means what they are trying to say is, suppose you have one, you have another, you have third line segment, okay? Or in fact, I would take it like this. One line segment here, this is another line segment. To explain it, I'm just taking two line segments right now. So what they are saying is the taxicab length segment here will be the sum of the taxicab length of each of the line segments, right? So this is how we need to calculate. This is what they are saying. So I'm just reading the second line once again. Given a series of straight line segments connected head to tail, the taxicab length of this path is the sum of the taxicab lengths of its line segments, right? A goat is on a rope of taxicab length 7 by 2. So taxicab length has been provided as 7 by 2 for the goat. And it is tied at the origin and it cannot enter the house. Okay, a goat is on a rope of taxicab length 7 by 2 tied to the origin and it cannot enter the house, which is the 3 unit squares enclosed by these coordinates. Enclosed by these coordinates. I'm just removing this so that now you will start framing the figure. What is the area of the region the goat can reach? So here the important part is identifying the region where the goat can reach. So goat कहाँ कहाँ पहुंच सकती है ये देखना जरूरी है. तो उसके लिए first of all I am going to trace the figure. So figure trace करते हैं. That means first of all I will be tracing the coordinate axes. So here is the y-axis that we have. Here is the x-axis that we have. Okay. First of all I'll just explain the question in rough. Then we will trace it correctly so that you will be able to identify the answer or will be able to visualize the region what we want, right? अभी हमने coordinate axis बना लिया है. My next step is marking the coordinates of the house that they are talking about. So 0, 0, minus 2, 0. Then we have minus 2, 0, 0, minus 2. Minus 1, minus 2. Minus 1, minus 2. So we have minus 1, minus 2 over here. Then we have minus 1, minus 1. Minus 2, minus 1. So I have marked all these points. So basically they are talking about 3 unit squares. So this is the house they are talking about. And the goat is tied at this point origin. Okay? With a rope of length 7 by 2. अब rope of length 7 by 2 में यहाँ पे rope ये usual rope नहीं है कि आप उसे एक circle की तरह यहाँ पे move करा दें. ठीक है? This is not like this. They have cleared it. The rope cannot curve smoothly. It must bend into several straight line segments, right? So it is not like that a simple question कि goat is tied at the center or you can say the origin. The length of the rope is 7 by 2 and it is moving. So moving to in that case, so it will be covering a circle of radius 7 by 2. But this is not the question. What they are saying is that the rope is not moving in such a way. In fact, it must bend into several straight line segments. What does it mean? It means that suppose at any moment, I'm assuming that goat is at point G. इसके coordinates मैंने ले लिए x, y. Then the distance between origin and x, y. If I consider a straight line segment without any bends, then it will be like mod of x plus mod of y, right? This is the taxicab length of the OG line segment, correct? So taxi cab length of OG line segment is mod x plus mod y. And what do you want? You want this to be equals to 7 by 2. According to the question, we want mod x plus mod y to be 7 by 2. After looking at this equation, one thing is very much clear, that definitely the goat is going to move in a rhombus. If I don't put any constraint of it is not moving inside the house or like that, then the goat will be moving on a rhombus. Boundaries उसकी हम यहाँ पे mark कर सकते हैं goat की, कि ये रहा 7 by 2. That means mod x plus mod y is equals to 7 by 2 को I'm tracing actually, right? So I'm just going to trace it over here. ये हमारे पास आ गया a rhombus mod x plus mod y equals to 7 by 2. But see, the goat is not always just moving in this way कि 0,0 से लेकर x, y को mod x plus mod y equals to 7 by 2 लिया जाए. But one thing is clear, that goat will never be crossing this boundary. Why? Because the maximum horizontal distance that the goat can move is 7 by 2. 7 by 2 पे वो यहाँ पहुँच जाएगी, right? If the goat doesn't want to move 7 by 2 horizontally, then they can, or in fact, it can take several paths. Like it might be possible that it is, or the path that goat is taking consists of 2 line segments. One is horizontal, one is vertical, right? Or it can also move like this from here till here. Or the goat can also move like this, ki first horizontal ki jagah vertical liya, then something horizontal, then something vertical, then something horizontal, and stops here. Now don't think that it has to move to the green boundary. No, total distance 7 by 2 cover karna hai. That means sum of all the horizontal lengths must be, sum of all the horizontal plus vertical lengths must be equals to how much? 7 by 2. So it might be possible that it is consisting of like 2 plus 1 plus 1 by 2. Ki 2 horizontal chala, and after moving 2 horizontal, it is moving 1 vertical, and after that half. Ab half is any direction mein ho sakta hai. It can move half in this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction. This direction means obviously horizontal and vertical hi lena hai. So this is how it can move. Half को भी हो सकता है कि वो 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 करके move करे. But the distances that he is covering, that it is covering, must be either horizontal or vertical. Only in that case, we will be having the total taxi cab length as 7 by 2. Right? They are not talking about कि goat and origin का distance 7 by 2 है. They are just saying that what we want is, we just want that mod x plus mod y. जितने भी horizontal distances mod x से आएंगे, जितने भी vertical distances we will be getting through mod y, the sum of those total must be equals to 7 by 2. And one thing is clear, that goat is definitely going to cover this complete region in the first quadrant. Goat is definitely going to cover complete region in the second quadrant as well, right? The goat is going to cover complete region in the third quadrant as well, fourth quadrant as well. But in the fourth quadrant, because of this house, the goat is going to face the problem. Goat will not be covering the complete fourth quadrant of the rhombus. Why will it not be covering? Because of this house. So now we have to think of the possibilities where the goat can move. First thing is clear, that this is -1, this is -2. ये हमने ले लिया -1, and this is -2, right? So one thing is clear, that in the third quadrant, x का value we cannot keep from 0 से लेकर -2. Or in fact, let me write it correctly. Open -2 से 0 closed. Because if mod x is taking any value from -2 to 0, definitely the path will go inside the house, right? Path will be going inside the house. So x has to be, modulus of x has to be greater than or equals to -2, correct? Suppose mod x ko we are taking -2. Okay, mod x ko we are taking -2. So I am taking mod x as -2. So let us mark it here. हमने ले लिया -2. Okay, when mod x is -2, so what should be the value of mod y, or how much total length now is left out? Suppose the goat has already covered 2 horizontal distance, then total I can say that 3 by 2 more distance it has to cover, right? It will be covering 3 by 2 more distance, but this 3 by 2 more distance should be covered either in the horizontal or vertical, or the combination of the two, right? So I'm just assuming that now the goat is moving vertical in the third quadrant we are talking about. So this is actually 3 by 2 length. Okay, this we are going to get as the 3 by 2 length. This is 3 by 2 length. Now don't just get confused कि ये 2 and ये 2 mix हो रहा होगा. No, -2 का -2 point is somewhere outside the rhombus. Okay, so I have not traced it exactly because हम लोगों ने scaling तो किया नहीं यहाँ पे. So we are just tracing it the hen. So we can say that आपके पास 3/2 -2 पे 3/2 distance you will be getting it over here. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now what? So this distance is allowed. This is absolutely fine. Whatever value you are taking for mod x greater than -2, or in fact I would say greater than 2. ठीक है, जैसे आप mod x की value greater than 2 या -2 लेते हो तो it is possible for the goat to move in the third quadrant. Equals to 2 के लिए मैंने एक possibility आपको show करी है. अब अगर मैं mod x को greater than 2 लेकर यहाँ पे आ जाती हूँ, ये हमने पॉइंट ले लिया. सपोज हॉरिजॉन्टल डिस्टेंस द गोट इज कवरिंग दिस मच, देन आफ्टर दैट द गोट कैन कवर द वर्टिकल डिस्टेंस लाइक दिस. द गोट कैन कवर द लेफ्ट ओवर डिस्टेंस एज द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ हॉरिजॉन्टल प्लस वर्टिकल डिस्टेंसेस. Any combination now the goat can select, right? It might be possible that it is selecting so many horizontal vertical, but let it be. It's allowed according to the question. Okay, so we can say that in this complete region the goat is allowed to move. Goat can move in this complete region. What is this region? You can see that this point is actually -7/2, 0. And when you get to know the coordinates of this point, you will get -2, -3/2. Okay, this point turns out to be -2, -3/2. Similarly, when we talk about the other side of the house, that means this side now I'm going to talk about. So here also you can see that the goat can take mod y ka value has to be greater than or equals to 2 here, because suppose the goat is taking the mod y value, the vertical distance, suppose the goat cover is 1. After 1, if the goat starts moving horizontally, then it will enter the house. We are talking about third quadrant. Fourth quadrant में move करती है तो no issue, जहां जाना है वो जा सकती है horizontal vertical steps से. But in the third quadrant, अगर horizontal step लिया तो it will enter the house, which is not allowed. That is why just like mod x, mod y की value भी, यानी vertical distance भी जो पहला cover होगा, it has to be greater than or equals to 2. Suppose it is equals to 2. If you are taking it equals to 2, so in that case, horizontal distance will be 3/2. You will be getting the horizontal distance as 3/2. Leftover distance is 3/2. 2 plus 3/2 is 7/2. So this is how the goat will be covering 7/2 total distance. And the goat has not entered the house when the goat is moving along this path, right? So ये path allowed है. Okay, after that also, if you take mod y greater than 2 means maybe 2.1 आपने ले लिया, तो after 2.1 horizontal vertical distances का combination the goat can take, so that the total horizontal plus vertical distances का जो sum आएगा, total horizontal plus vertical distances का जो sum आपको मिलेगा, that is going to be 7/2. So here also I can say that the goat is going to cover this whole region. Okay, goat can move in this whole region. इस पूरे रीजन में गोट आसानी से मूव कर सकती है. ठीक है, अब बचता है एक छोटे से स्क्वायर का पोर्शन. ठीक है, कुछ पोर्शन स्क्वायर का कटा हुआ है. डेफिनेटली गोट इज नॉट गोइंग टू गो इनसाइड द हाउस, बट नाउ वी हैव टू चेक whether it is possible for the goat to cover some of the region in this leftover portion. ठीक है, this is what now I want to check. कैसे चेक करोगे? अब यहीं पे इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रिक आती है, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम क्या होता है, हम इतना तो कैलकुलेशन कर ही लेते हैं कि फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट एंड फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में कंप्लीट रोम्बस का रीजन हमें लेना है. एंड इन द थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट ये दो रेड ट्राइंगल्स आ रहे हैं जहां पे गोट कैन मूव. बट नाउ वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट द लेफ्ट ओवर रीजन. सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. द ओनली थिंग इज यू हैव टू फोकस एंड रीड द क्वेश्चन की किस तरह से गोट का मूवमेंट हो रहा है. ठीक है, आफ्टर दैट यू विल बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द रीजन. क्या करेंगे? सबसे पहले देखो, हॉरिजॉन्टल 2 डिस्टेंस मूव किया, दैट मीन्स -2 पे वो आ गई. आफ्टर दैट it is covering distance 1. okay, after covering distance 1, total 3 यूनिट का डिस्टेंस गोट कवर कर चुकी है. टैक्सी कैब लेंथ 3 कवर हो चुका है. अभी कितना बचा है? 1/2. so as I told you, it might be possible that the left 1/2, leftover 1/2 length goat can cover here completely vertical, है ना, वर्टिकल ही वो कवर कर लेगी इस तरीके से, या फिर वो इस तरह भी तो मूव कर सकती है कि लेफ्ट हैंड साइड जब हमने उसे मूव कराया, जब हमने इस साइड लेफ्ट हैंड साइड से मूव कराया, तो इन दैट केस तो डेफिनेटली दैट रीजन हैज ऑलरेडी बीन कवर्ड. It might also be possible that instead of moving left side, the goat is moving to the right. It is absolutely fine. Still, the goat is not going inside the house, right? So, यानी कौन से पाथ की मैं बात कर रही हूँ वो मैं आपको बताती हूँ एक बार. ब्लू वाला पाथ अब आप नोटिस करेंगे, मैं थोड़ा zigzag पाथ बनाऊंगी. This is the path. The goat is not moving in the zigzag way, obviously. I am just showing it. like this and over here. ठीक है, and over here. So रेड वाला रीजन तो हम पहले ही ले चुके थे. अभी जो डिस्टेंस गोट ने कवर किया, इंस्टेड ऑफ गोइंग कंप्लीटली वर्टिकल ओवर हियर, द गोट हैज स्टार्टेड मूविंग टुवर्ड्स राइट from the point -2, -1. So that region, or you can say that that movement of goat is also allowed because the goat is not going inside the house, right? And now I can say that it is also possible that instead of going completely right, the goat has started moving a little bit of right and again vertical. That means total half distance करना था ना, तो हो सकता है ये total half इस direction में cover कर लिया, या फिर 1/4 covered horizontally, 1/4 again vertically. So again the goat has moved to a new position, and this position is also allowed because the goat is not moving inside the house, right? So I can say that any region, अब देखो ये half है, ये भी half है, so just join these two so that any combination of horizontal plus vertical in this region is allowed to give the total length as 1/2, right? When you write mod x plus mod y is equals to 1/2, what does it mean? All possible combination of mod x plus mod y, आपके पास जितने भी होंगे हाफ के लिए, वो सभी उसी रीजन के अंदर कन्फाइंड होंगे, राइट? तो यहाँ पे भी हमारे पास क्या आ जाएगा, ये वर्टिकल था, ये हॉरिजॉन्टल था. दिस इज द रीजन वेयर द गोट कैन मूव इन एडिशन टू द रेड ट्राइंगल, राइट? और सेम चीज हम लोग बात कर सकते हैं एट द पॉइंट -1, -2. इस पॉइंट पे पहुंचने के बाद हाफ डिस्टेंस और कवर करना है गोट को, बिकॉज 2 + 1 3 डिस्टेंस वो ऑलरेडी कवर कर चुकी है. हाफ डिस्टेंस मोर कवर करना है, तो आइदर शी इज गोइंग टू मूव हॉरिजॉन्टली टू द लेफ्ट, विच वी हैव ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेटेड, और इट कैन स्टार्ट मूविंग अपवर्ड. हाफ डिस्टेंस अपवर्ड मूव कर गई, या फिर कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ अपवर्ड एंड हॉरिजॉन्टल मूवमेंट हो सकता है कि अपवर्ड मूव किया हाफ एंड आफ्टर दैट टू द लेफ्ट हाफ. So that is also allowed according to the question because it is not moving inside the house. So फिर से मैंने इन दोनों को join किया. All the possible combinations that we can have to cover the distance half, from the point -1, -2 horizontally and vertically. जो allowed distance होगा वो कौन सा होगा, वो ये वाला होगा. Distance नहीं, allowed region होगा वो कौन सा होगा, ये वाला. So this complete region में the goat can move so that it will be covering a total distance of half, right? चलिए अब देख लेते हैं कि अब हमने टोटल रीजन देख लिया है कि कहाँ कहाँ गोट मूव कर सकती है. तो वी जस्ट नीड टू कैलकुलेट द एरिया ऑफ दिस रीजन. यानी देखा जाए तो कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री का काम सिर्फ कोऑर्डिनेट्स का ही था. द मेजर पोर्शन ऑफ द क्वेश्चन वाज टू आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट रीजन इन विच द गोट कैन मूव, राइट? क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी कैसे बना दिया कि इन्होंने कह दिया कि जो रोप है दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू curve smoothly. In fact, it must bend into several straight line segments, right? So that is what they have given, and accordingly we have identified the region, and because region identify कर ही लिया है, तो let us calculate the area as well now. So area अगर हम calculate करते हैं तो area first of all 3 triangular regions है जिनका base and height 7/2 आता है. Then I will say 2 red triangular regions also we are getting, which is the region where goat will be moving. So these 2 red triangles have the base and height as how much? 1/2, right? This is 1/2. This length is 1/2. This also we calculated. How much? 1/2 or 3/2? 3/2. This is 3/2 because this is -2, na? So this length is 3/2. So I can say that 2 times 1/2. Base and height are equal 3/2 ka square. Then we have 2 yellow triangles as well. So these 2 yellow triangles ka area now we will be calculating, which will be half base into height. But we have seen that both these triangles will have the base half and the height is also half. That's it. We just have to complete the calculation part here and get the answer to the question. So let us complete the calculation part and let me tell you what you are going to get. So ultimately, जब आप इसका calculation complete करोगे, you will be getting the answer as 167/8. So here is the answer to such an interesting question. देखो कितना इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट था कि हम इसका रीजन आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हैं where the goat can move. And after that, as I told you, as I promised you कि कैलकुलेशन पार्ट नहीं है ज्यादा. You can see ये तो बहुत छोटा सा सिंपल सा कैलकुलेशन पार्ट है जिसे हम इजीली कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं and we can get the answer to the question. Fine. Well, I hope you enjoyed this question. So please like the video and share it with your friends and fellow aspirants. Do subscribe to our channel for more such quality content. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.